Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner, bringing you a preview of our CAF Champions League second leg against ASFA, which will be played on Sunday at 9 p.m. South African time at the Stade Prince Malou Abdallah Stadium. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I didn't butcher it. It's with a sad note that we start this preview with, but it has to be done. Unfortunately, the ideal person to do this could not grace us with their presence, but we've been entrusted with this serious responsibility, myself and Malume, and we are very grateful. The Yellow Corner founding members, which is Rapelang and Thabiso, have issued a statement. I think they've already published it. By the time this is being played out, the statement will be already being published on YouTube and other social media accounts. We've been asked to read this, and it goes as follows. Dear Masandawana and the Yellow Corner family, 6 years ago, we embarked on a journey whose destination we did not know, and sadly, we have now reached it. This is not just our last match preview of the season, but our final one as the channel. Coming to this decision was not easy at all, but we hope it is the right one and that you'll understand. From the very first upload of the season, this channel became more than just a football talk. It became a community, a place for debate, passion, laughter, disappointment, hope, and unforgettable moments shared with all of you. Our, which is Thabiso and Rapelang, careers have played a huge role in us coming to this decision, as they demand a significant amount of our time, and balancing both work and private life has become increasingly difficult in recent times. We have always committed ourselves to delivering quality content because that is what you deserve. Consistency has always been important to us, and going into next season, we cannot guarantee that. Hence this decision. Thank you for our friends from Masandawana FM Blog who took our very first steps with us until we became independent. Thank you to every single guest who made an appearance on the channel. A special thank you to I'm gonna say Malum, Thokozani Malum Masilela, and obviously myself. It seems like I'm thanking myself for contributing to the channel. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, commented, argued in the comments, and supported the channel throughout every high and low. Your support turns simple previews into something truthfully meaning. And as the curtain closes, we live with gratitude, pride, and memories that will always stay with us. Football will continue, our love for the club will continue, and the passion will remain the same. But this chapter comes to a sad end. Thank you for everyone, Thabiso and Rapelang, the Yellow Corner. Yeah, that's the unfortunate news that we have to start with. On that sad note, moving to other crucial things that we have to look forward to. Malums, I would just have to allow you to maybe air out your brief sentiments about what I've just read out in terms of the channel coming to an end.
Greetings to everyone and greetings to the Yellow Corner family, to the Sundown supporters, to everyone that was part of the journey with us across South Africa, across the continent, as far as your Morocco, your Tunisia, even USA, to say. This to me, it doesn't come very pleasing. I'm actually sad about this, you know. The Yellow Corner was a space where I could express myself in a confident way. Like I could speak football in a confident way, where I could have visuals and also here I have audio speaking football. So when the founding members announced to us that there has to be a decision and has to be taken with Yellow Corner, it really hit to me that 4 years ago, I think my first preview, I think it was 2021, Stellenbosch versus Mamelodi Sundowns, an away game. That's the first game that I did. Um, Now the last game that I'm doing, it's a CAF Champions League final, and we are leading going into lifting it. So it's a bittersweet one. Uh, yeah, man. Mina ngishaya kakhulu like Amagita, uThabiso, no, Aizo, they were very good to me. I remember one time I had to shoot the preview myself. Ngamtshela uThabiso ukuthi like kuzoba nzima ukuthi ngishute i-English izophela yabona. At least nangiноmuntu esayidini then yakhonakala, but he told me ukuthi just be yourself yabona, if ever you have to use your vernac, use your vernac. And I managed to shoot that preview alone, and then from there I grew like my vocab also, like how I present myself. All the stuttering went away. Like I was confident enough to sit in front of the camera and be able to speak my mind, to be able to interpret whatever I have prepared. So this space was a good space to me. It brought two wonderful Grootmans, which is Lupulane and Tagiso to me. Forever grateful. And it also brought a brother to me, Rapelang Utisha, of which at most time ATP Namalesen. As I understand, we are in the same field. Um, yeah, so it has been a wonderful journey. Like the Yellow Corner, all the ups and downs about it, the good, the comments, the fights in the comment section on YouTube, like the planning, the disappointments within us, whereby we have to shoot and then suddenly something comes up and then we cannot shoot. So there were so many uh, things that we've learned along the journey, but the journey now reaches its destination, but the journal lives with pages that are full of wisdom. So we've gained wisdom here, and I believe also if one of us or some of the supporters know it, along this journey, Utabiso managed to complete the course in performance analysis. So there's so much that this channel has brought to us. You see, Chorizo became qualified and PFA, if I'm not mistaken, it's an international certificate in performance analysis. So from here, I believe each and every one of us will grow. I believe maybe there's a new journey, a new chapter that might come, of which I'm willing to partake. If Rapelang says, let me hire you, Malume, let's go, let's do it. So yeah, thank you to the Yellow Corner family and to to everyone for the support, like for being there for us when we needed you. So I'm very much grateful. I am very much grateful to be in the front of the camera today and doing this. Yeah, I think that's enough. Because if not, I will forever speak out because these guys have done so much for me, you know. I'm grateful. Tabiso
No,
has been great to me. I would even speak the personal stuff that he has done to me, but I will be forever grateful for the Yellow Corner. Thank you. I hope with the SABC well, they come for me, you know. But otherwise, yeah, let's yeah. Thank you.
yeah, no, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, Malume. Going into our preview, Malume. We played as far at our home, Slaughter home, Loftus last weekend. We ended the game on a 1-0 score nil going into the second leg. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it due to personal to other personal reasons. to live within the moment. Please just indulge us in the results, the performance, and unfortunate scenes that some of us witnessed on social media of the hooliganism from the Asfar Rabat supporters. Um, your thoughts on the
Um,
on the previous game, on the first leg, Marcus?
I would like to start by saying that football should be something that unites us as Africans. It should be something that makes us whole. We shouldn't have to be separated whenever this sport is in action or is in play. We need to be a unit. Yes, there should be rivalry, but it shouldn't get to a point whereby a life is lost or someone gets injured or someone has to be arrested because of football. It shouldn't get to that point. We should enjoy the sport. We should show some rivalry. We should support our teams and back our teams. But we should be able to also to draw the line that here, this is not where I have to jump. We should be able to read that this is danger. This is life or death. So whatever happened there at Loftus, I hope the federation has to enforce like serious um, uh, examples with such people with such deep behavior. Because now it's the second time it happened with the Esperance supporters the other season, the season before. So now it becomes a norm, it becomes a pattern with the North Africans. We are pleading with them, no one is fighting them. We understand everyone has passion for this sport, but it shouldn't get to that point. And then also like using pepper spray to an official, a police officer of a country. It's like you are disrespecting that country's law. You're disrespecting the law enforcement of that country. So I believe serious measures would be taken against that. It shouldn't come near to this beautiful game. And the atmosphere, it was electrifying. Masandawana believing, and I also believe, and then we have to believe it is there. We just need one more last 90 minutes and get it home, and definitely it is coming home. The performance was clean, like you know you are playing a team that like, we played in a way that we couldn't give them any breather. We couldn't give them any idea where they will find their goal, where they will find their perfect chance. We played that game like it is the way it is supposed to be, to show that this is the final, to show that we needed this game. Despite us missing those chances or not converting them, I felt like everyone applied themselves so very well. Aubrey Modibo was so sensational. Um, you cannot fault him for that game. It's not just unfortunate that he had to pull that muscle, but otherwise, everyone was on point. Everyone was giving their best that we need for a final. And I hope going into the second leg, we are just gonna fix more, especially on the finishing part of our play. We do create the chances, even in the league, even across this competition up until we get here. We were creating enough chances that we were not scoring them, we were not converting them. I believe that the likes of Brian Leon will come with different boosts this time, be much composed, uh, put it in the right spot. We convert those goals and then it comes back with us. And then we have the advantage of a 1-0. And to make it bittersweet for them, even if we can draw 1-1, that'll be cool. We leave this thing, we come back here at home, and then we celebrate. It's going to be a bittersweet one, but yeah, for them. But otherwise, I would be so very much grateful to stamp the authority to show that we are the big boys of Africa now. We dominate this thing. Like when I speak about dominance, I speak about how we play football in Africa. No, there's no team that comes close to Mamelodi Sundowns. How they play football in South Africa domestically and also continentally. Al Ahly might have dominated this with the Champions League, but to how we have managed to stick to football, to play football on how it should be played, and advance ourselves and apply the modern way of how football is played. No one comes to Mamelodi Sundowns across this continent. So we should win that game. The second leg, which should show our authority, which show our prowess. I feel like, yeah, it is coming home, man. It is coming home. And everything else, I think it was well detailed with the performance. Like the performance was very much clear. If I would speak out, coming to a point that I taint some of the goodness that happened in that day on Sunday, but yeah, the performance was very good. Everyone applied themselves so very well.
No, no, I certainly agree, and I can only imagine being there, how it felt, to witness the boys soldier. I think it was a soldiering performance, but they played with their mind more than anything. It was an honest performance from what I saw, when I was watching. Um, Barring the missed chances, I'm just glad barring the missed chances which upset me. I'm glad that we created those chances. I'm glad that we created those chances, and Leon found himself in those very dangerous positions. You understand? And the free kick at Debza, it was very unfortunate. Even Kupiros tried to, nick it back into the goal, but it unfortunately didn't work out on the day. Um, like you said, what we witnessed, the hooliganism from those fans, it should never be. It should never be allowed in any country that fans support, whether traveling or at home. Fans should not behave in that way. You understand? No matter how much we love or we are rivals, friends should never. And proper, proper leadership needs to be shown from the CAF leadership, CAF Champions League, you know, to deal with such and to prevent it from happening again. The result was very important one. With by that I mean keeping a clean sheet. It was very important that we keep a clean sheet going into the second leg. We would have loved a more comfortable lead, but we have to take what we got from that and take that 1-0 lead into the second game, and hopefully, that will augur well for us going to the next to come the second leg. Malums, there is a little bit of a B in the background, there's a bzzz situation in the background with what will be happening go Mbombela. The final game at the season for Orlando Pirates, they will be playing against Orbit, who also need points, to stay in the league and probably, depending on other results, avoid the playoffs. Libon. Do you think the results of that game will be a factor which will have some sort of disturbance towards how our boys prepare themselves and play on Sunday?
No, I feel like our boys has closed the chapter. Our boys know what's at stake for them now. What's in front of us now is to win the CAF Champions League. What is left here in South Africa is for us to believe that there will be another Lord Kampala for us. But nonetheless, I believe our boys know Hori, we need to finish what is in front of us, which is to play the game that is on Sunday, to win the game that is on Sunday, and to complete the task that we have set before us, which is to do good, is to do better than the previous season. We were here last season and then we lost in an very unpleasing way. And now it's for us to win this thing in a pleasing way, for us to finish the job. So I don't believe that our boys are much more focused on what could happen in South Africa while they are in Morocco. So our minds should be more focused on Moroccan side of our story, is to leave the trophy there. And then otherwise, if there's another Lord Kambala waiting for us in Bombela, so be it. And I believe that it's much possible that we can have another Lord Kambala to do it for us. But I also believe, Uti, it shouldn't be connotated that it's us, but I believe that also Ovid College, they need to do better for themselves. They know, Uti, if they win this game, they survive relegation or they survive going to playoffs. If they throw these games, they know that they are gonna be safer. So it's all for them to say that are we saving our status for next season, or are we putting our status in jeopardy? So you choose which part of the side that you want to chow, from the back or the front part. So it's also in them to put in the game. It's also into them to do everything. And then it will be sweeter that you land in OR Tambo, and then you are presented with the league, and then you are presenting the CAF Champions League to your supporters. So nigga, and then you receive. So it will be lovely, a sweet, very much sweet, 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 sweet. Think about it, 30 games. You are pushing us, and then in the last bit of it, the PSL chairman has to come to our Tambo to welcome us as CAF Championship champions. And then now we are also going to be presenting to us the Betway Premiership at the airport, because the league is going to be done tomorrow. Tomorrow, the league is going to be done. The captains are closing everything. So, in seriousness, let's complete the job in Morocco. Whatever happens in South Africa happens. We will come back to South Africa and celebrate what we have achieved in Morocco. So for me, this weekend, I want a win. I want our boys to focus on us getting this Champions League in the bag. We deserve it. We have fought enough this season. We have fought enough for past few seasons for us to get here. We are doing it a back-to-back final. This time around, we have to win it. We don't have to bring any complacency. We don't have to bring in anything that is in South Africa. You see, what is in South Africa, it's us supporting our team. They must what they must understand is that we are with them in spirit. We're supporting them, we're pushing them, and we're gonna be with them there for 90 minutes, or even if it's 95 minutes, we're gonna be with them. So what needs to be done is for them to bring that trophy back here in South Africa. We celebrate. If someone celebrates here in South Africa, we're also gonna come back and celebrate here in South Africa.
No, no, I hear you, Malums, and I agree with you in terms of the boys need to focus, need to have a tunnel vision, and I trust, they are professional enough to have tunnel vision. You understand? Theirs is done in South Africa, in terms of the league. The task lies ahead is a big one. It's a continental task. It's not a country task. It's a continental task. Being crowned champions of Africa. I say among the man, going to the final. I say task among the man. So I believe, that they will have enough support around them and guidance around them to actually help them, focus on what lies ahead, which is the game that they will be playing. Speaking about the guidance, Coach Miguel Cardoso, a topical one, but obviously we know what we know, and I think it's quite, people can't ignore it. But in terms of his tenure, Mamelodi Sundowns, how do you think he will be remembered? And anybody can read into that question what they want to read, but I think it's quite obvious, his tenure with Mamelodi Sundowns, what do you make of it, and what do you think he'll be remembered with it? Please just keep it brief, Malume.
Yeah. 2 points for me. Getting us into CAF Champions League back-to-back finals. Definitely that I will remember it. We tried it with so many coaches, but we eventually gotten a chance to play the finals. One we lost it, and then the current one he has to bring it home. And then another one was last season. Last season, I think we broke records, the goals that we scored in a season, and then we considered least goals. So those are my two takeaways. I believe like he had a great season last season. We we might have not won trophies, but he managed to try to understand what type of the league Betway Premiership is, and he managed to push the team up until to become champions, considering the abnormality that happened along the season as it started. So besides that, you bring in a coach, hoping that he does better than what the previous coaches has done. So I believed he could have won MTN 8. It was there for him to win it. He could have won Nedbank Cup. It was there for him to win it, but he couldn't. So those are the bitter things that I don't like with it. There were cups that were very much easier for him to win, but he couldn't win them. And it got us frustrated. It got us into a point whereby now I have to question him, Muti, how is he going about improving Sundowns? And yeah, this season has been one of the season whereby I feel like most of the players have improved under his guidance. And then the season before, some of other seasons, I think like he wasn't doing much great to me on my side. And yeah, I'll accept the lashing that might come, but yeah, those are the two things that I feel like I will be grateful for Miguel Cardoso to us. And also, yeah, the Club World Cup, he coached football there. There we played football. I think that's that's his best tenure Shako Sundowns, considering the reaching the final. But at Club World Cup, like he coached football, like we played like a proper team, and he gave Kutlano Letlaku enough chances to show out that he's matured enough, he's good. Yeah, and some of those few boys that managed to get minutes under his guidance, I believe that's also what is commendable from my side because I also believe in youth. Like I'm one person that really puts more his time into the our development and see which boy can be the next one to take over from the seniors that we have now. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I don't want to ruin our mood any further by speaking about Coach Cardoso. But with the one highlight that I have now, for me, the highlight was how I want to say how he allowed and how he did not stifle the players for the Club World Cup. What I saw for the Club World Cup was what I wished we had started when he joined us and what he had continued with us after the Club World Cup, but that was not to be. But yeah, that's why if I were to speak, I would ruin our mood and also, going into a big game. So that's my only highlight, Yakai, for now. It's that. And probably other people will remember him for the back to back, like you just said, yeah, the CAF Champions League, you know. But yeah, for now, it's more of not so good things than than the good things that he will be remembered for when I think of Coach Miguel Cardoso. Malums, going into this game, ne? Yeah, no, no. It seems like the going there was the problem. Our boys were delayed. The team was delayed in terms of leaving. They spent the entire day that the first day that they need to travel on, the entire day at the airport, waiting for them to get the necessary permits to be able to travel and land Godeng. The treatment from Morocco, for whatever reason, some others might justify no, we didn't have the right documents or whatnot, until our government got involved and the boys were allowed to travel and land safely for Morocco. And I speak of this because I remember, the legendary Piso Msimani, Coach Dr. Coach Piso Msimani, how he spoke about the Moroccans, how their behavior is, and how they like to bully and mess things up for everyone else. You know, what do you make of what we are about to get into in terms of the second leg and how we've been treated before going in there in terms of the boys being delayed and the behavior of the Moroccans, in terms of how they behave and what they've done to us thus far.
I believe FIFA has given the Moroccan Football Federation a soft hand for a longest time now. The North Africans, they treat or mistreat their visitors every season. Like when you are coming from the south or the west, you are always gonna be given that unfairness. I believe these were their mind games trying to unsettle Sundowns since they've seen Uguti, we have the advantage. But I believe that shouldn't get into our heads. We should stick to the plan and stick to what we want to do best. And it has been happening for the longest season. I believe at one point someone has to come up and speak about it. FIFA has to intervene. If also CAF also has to intervene in these things. Like it has to stop because this you get treated so very well in the opposition's camp. Like they come to South Africa, everything is given to them. No one will mistreat them. They get the best facilities. They get everything good. But you go to their camp, then you're treated this way. I believe even like the us given the authority to land there. It should have been long been done by Monday morning. By Sunday, when we play that game, it should have been settled. Had we wanted to leave Sunday that evening and say we are getting off to Morocco, then it means we would have been able to do that. So I believe that thing should have been long been sorted out last Friday. Going to that game, then we know which if we have to link or to not to take a direct or have to link someone, then we are gonna do that. And yeah, as Dr. Pitso Misiman has mentioned that they might come as hooligans or they might come as bullies, but we need to stick to the task at hand and play this match professionally. So as we have been behaving professionally, so across all these seasons in this campaign. And yeah, the atmosphere and everything there, I think we are going to be much suited for it. The teams understands it very much well, and yeah, we're going to do well. And then, what was the second question?
In terms of the match, looking ahead, what are your expectations, and what do we need to do, to be crowned the champions, the kings of Africa?
Oh, I watched like four games before they played us on Sunday. What you saw on Sunday, it's how they play in most of their games. So they would come to you with one or two of those transitions, and then I can resort to sitting back and trying to create another chance, trying to pull out again. But I believe in this game, since well, it's gonna be their home turf, their home advantage. They will try to bully us. They will try to come out and get that quick goal, like when they played Espa Rabat. So I believe it's gonna be a different team. They're gonna try to look into settling us as early as much as they can, and there could be also be some changes to their lineup. I don't see uh, some of their players starting, and then there's a jersey number 19. Just forgot his name, but I believe that striker is huge and has the physique and he has all the attributes to be a threat to a defense. I feel like he's most likely to start that game. And also, you look at Himrat, he looked into stepping the authority because in Pretoria, no man, he matched Tebogo and Jaden. It wasn't to be. So I feel like now we are gonna try to see him like stepping the authority, like how he played in the second leg versus RS Bekane. So in all, they are not gonna sit back this time around. I think they are gonna try and play and match us, and that's where we are gonna catch them. If once they open up, that's where we're gonna be able to try. That's where we're gonna be able to get our chances. You look at how those three chances that we've missed, Sarah, Leon, they tried to play us. They tried to come out, and then once you come out, you allow Sundowns to find those pockets easier without you having the block. So I just want them to come at us. Once they come at us, then I know we are going to be able to play the game and we're going to be able to create much chances as we want. And if we get those chances and then we have to convert them, after converting them, we do have the right personality that can get us the match to be played on how we want to play it. You can bring in your Alendo, you can bring in your Mkulise, or you can bring in the captain Chembazwane to shut down the tempo and then we control the match. So I believe we should expect a two-way direction from them. Attack and also be conservative at the same time. But definitely the first few minutes of the game, they will be becoming very hard on us. We just have to be well composed, less mistake, and also any theatrics acts we should try to avoid fouls in dangerous areas. We should try to avoid uh, dangerous contact in our box. We should defend our box very much clear because VAR is gonna be very in usage in the second leg. You know those guys like baphilela i-VAR bona ebholweni. Once they see VAR, they see a brown envelope for them. So they are definitely gonna be looking into creating those silly things for to get favor from VAR. And I'm just pleading that our players they just played so very easy. And also, we try and be keen because I don't see yellow cards being issued, but most definitely red cards might be issued. So
Yeah.
we need to box very smart in coming to this game. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you speak about our players being very smart in terms of how they defend, and how crucial the first couple of minutes will be. Like the first 20 minutes of the game, I think will be very important for us in terms of how settled we are, how composed we are, how mentally ready we are. Because I think this game we will win it in playing one half like we did all of us. You know how we came out on the second half was not how we started the game. The first, I mean the first half. The first half we were composed, we were trying to manage and control everything, and we came out guns blazing. That's why they could not keep with us, keep up with us by the second half. I think we're gonna have the same approach, Rona, and more so probably even get better chances probably from the 30th minute or so forward once they become desperate in terms of getting that equalizer that they would be needing. So in terms of our player behavior, I really hope Khuliso Mudau, please, if this reaches to him, please keep your hands to yourself, Morena, please, Raul Khupela. Keep your hands to yourself. If we can win over that one now, keeping your hands to yourself, I think we've got at least a 5%, of advancing without any yellow cards. And Le Aubry, he must keep his temper to himself. He must not get easily angered or frustrated in terms of his tackles and whatnot. Like Ucho VAR is the end, and they will use it to the max in terms of diving in the areas where they will easily win, fouls or free kicks, so they can use the long ball or headers. Like we spoke about their long a big striker, they will try and use him to the max. Any given chance, because I foresee them trying to bypass their midfield and getting the ball into advanced areas very easily, so that they can win fouls at those advanced areas and use set pieces to attack us, because I don't see them as a football playing team. I don't see them trying to play from the back. So they will bypass their midfield and get to the last phase, closer to the last phase of their attack, to win set pieces. I really think if we manage to do very well within the first 20 minutes, we are good as crowned champions. But that will also depend on how we use the chances that we create. I even believe to an extent that Leon will redeem himself at this game. And surprisingly enough, this guy that we've lashed out throughout the season, Tesh, I think Tesh is going to be a very important player for us in this match. I think Tesh will be a very important player for us in this match. In terms of on transition, or even, because he tends to invert quite a lot at times. When he does those and tries now to attack the spaces, even attack the defenders, he will be very important in terms of chance creation and even scoring. If Tesh doesn't score, Malumi, in this game, I promise you I will buy you a match ticket for PSL next season. I am so confident that Tesh is going to score. I am so confident that Tesh is going to score in this game. I don't know it's a guy, but I am so confident that Tesh is going to score in this game. And you know what? What we need to do is box very smart. You know, still apply the same mentality because this is a mental game. I battle the emotions get carried out of the way. You know, you use the right emotions, yes, you know, because you're playing in the finals. You use them properly and you manage them properly, but more mentally, you know, you need to still have the confidence to say, yeah, but this is for us to win, and we will win. End of the match, we will be crowned champions. You know, it will take a disciplined performance, a professional performance, a performance that shows that these players have paid enough school fees. We've paid enough school fees for us not to win this. It's for them to win. It's there for them to win. No excuse this time. It's for them to win and come back. So re tlo kopa le bona ko airport. Ba bang bombela ba tla ipona. Nna re ya airport. You know, when those boys land there, we will be there to celebrate with them and congratulate them. You know, in achieving such a great, you know, achieving such a great trophy, a win. Malums, going into your lineups, considering that Bar Grant is back, I think he's served this suspension. What does your what does your lineup look like, Malums?
My lineup doesn't change. I'm going back with the same team that's played the first leg. If Obrimo Diva also the muscles with Steve put the injection, let's move. We are going to a war here. We are going to a war. Put the injection, let's move. If Kipido managed to play on Sunday, and we saw him on the pictures here, he was wearing
Yeah,
an arm sling. So it means he went to war. Uprimo Diba as well, just put an injection and then we cook this thing. So I'll definitely keep Ronza, have Modiba, Ndamane, Cupido, and Mudau. The two gentlemen in the midfield are the best pair midfield in the Premiership, and which is Debza and Jaden. Have Santos the Google Map. Maestro Google Maps. That guy is so good.
out.
Yes, he sees the last pass, the last action. Oh, is so good. So we have him. Also we have Umeswa Sotra. Not enough is spoken about how good is Kutlano Chao. Oh, Kutlano is so good. If there's one player that you know that is a ball carrier in the league, it's Kutlano Motlako. No one comes close to that boy. That it's just unfortunate that he doesn't get enough time to show us that he is a menace. He is so good, that boy. And he kept that as far left back
Back.
under his toes. Like that guy like was seeing things. When Kutano was there, Kutano is so smart. Where he thinks that he's gonna take him on, Kutano has to he plays the on running player. When Kutano he thinks Kutano will take him back, Kutano like comes the match. And then now when he thinks that he's gonna come the match, Kutano comes at him. That boy like uses his brain. He's so good. And yeah, and I also have Cash. I feel Cash like had a good game. And yeah, he should score so that I can get my ticket. And Brian Leon as well, I feel like he's gonna redeem himself. So that's my team. I'm not changing anything. I believe that team was good enough. And what I also want to see is Leo, what Santos playing more into the central channel rather than drifting more to the side. I believe let's allow Tabza or Jaden. Oh, Jaden is going to be sitting as well. Let's allow Tabza to come more to the side and distribute. I want Santos to be in the central corridor for that last action that he always sees. Because if he is drifted on the side, his last action doesn't become so perfect. Because there was one pass he tried to play to Tasha Matthews. And if that pass managed to find Tashrik, if he was in the central corridor, that was going to be a beautiful goal, beautiful pass. just unfortunate that he was very far from Tesh, and then the weight of the pass was not good enough. So yeah, that's my team. I'm gonna keep the same lineup, keep the same team, and that team prediction wise, we're coming home with the 2-0 win. Even if 2-0, 1-1.
You must you must choose one, but you can't have 1-1 and 2-0. You must choose one prediction.
Let's set the authority. Let's win this match. 2-0, 3-0, let's go home and celebrate it for our time. Because I know we're not going to be able to celebrate in Morocco. There's no way that we're going to be given the podium to
The
celebrate.
chance,
We're
yeah.
just going to collect our medals and then take our trophy. We're going to lift it in OR Tambo. One thing for sure, we will be there in OR Tambo. We are going to be waiting for them. We're taking leave next week.
Yeah, no, I hear you, Malum. Yeah, Lina, I agree with you. In terms of my lineup, it will be the same. I'll have Ronza at the back, Kulisa's right back. The right centre back will be Kibiro, and I will have Ndamani. I'll have O'Brien, and I hope Butasaki and whoever the team doctors are, they do a good job. And if since abamjove, indoda ifele. Basically, in the middle, I'll have Debza and Adams. Then I'll still go for Ulukuzana, Kutlwano, Santos, and Tesh, and I'll have Leon also in the front. I'll keep the same line because I think we did so well. We did so well for majority of the game. Besides those moments where we allowed those guys to get sniff a chance at us, but I think that lineup will produce the results. And I for one see another 1-0 score line. I see another 1-0 score line getting us over the edge. If we are to play boldly, I would say 2-0. I would say 2-0 a score line also. And in closing, Malume, now I just want to say, re tla kopana ko OR Tambo bana, re tlo lift that trophy. And my parting shot, I just want to say thank you to Thabiso Aizo. I want to say thank you to Raps for affording us a chance, to be part of this family. And welcoming us and embracing us. I've learned so much from them, and I've also learned so much from you, Malux. I've gained brothers, I've gained friends in you guys. It doesn't end here. Football will still continue to live and to continue to strengthen our friendship and our brotherhood going forward. To the fans, to the subscribers, to the viewers across the continent, and here at home locally that have continued to engage and watch us. I just want to say thank you guys for all your efforts one way or another. Like in the words of the great poet Sedipe, re tla bona ka majita ko pele hore a re tlela le eng. Yours, Malume, in closing.
Thank you to the Yellow Corner. Thank you to the subscribers, and thank you to you too, Mr. Rupulane, for being a good host. Thank you to Thabiso Aizo for trusting me. Thank you to Rapelang also for trusting me as well, because this is their baby. I believe we managed to help their baby in the right manner. And I am grateful, forever grateful for the opportunity that was given to me. I'll be forever be grateful to the Motloweng brothers. And then, God bless to them and God bless their careers.
Yeah, with that being said, Masandawana, sharp, Malums, re tla kopana ko airport. Please, ka diflaga.
Definitely. We are coming.
Yeah, re tla kopana ko airport. Good luck to the boys. Good luck to the technical team, and may everybody be safe. Even the supporters that have traveled, may they be safe and return home safely with that trophy of ours. Sharp, Masandawana. Sharp, Yellow Corner. Sharp, everyone.